Pro B's once again, and it is a party. I'm delighted to be joined by the three amigos in the building. Dean Whyte, Expressions, and Rants And Bants.
Bro, I got a surname as well, fam. It's Oozing, bro.
It's Oozing Sauce.
Yeah, come on, bro. Put some respect on my name, bro. You know what I mean,
You're
fam? Man's interrupted the gym session, fam. I'm not talking gym like Kerry. I'm actually pumping weights, fam. Obviously, the only reason I got the hoodie on, because I got this unit standing next to me, you know, them way there, and I don't want the gal them to think, you get me, fam, everything's bigger on that side. Because I've got some things that are bigger, you get me? Like, them way there, like gang business. But you telling me, though? You telling me, fam? You telling me, my G's?
This guy.
What are you saying? Are you saying you're the sauce like Lawrence Okoli, yeah?
Say that again, my guy.
Are you saying you're the sauce like Lawrence Okoli? You're the sauce. You're the
Fam, I don't like nothing but me, bro. You know them way there, bruv. That's what I'm saying. I'm using sauce, bruv. Half man, half amazing. Genetically jacked, athletically stacked, bruv. Modern day Mac. 6 foot of chocolate make you wonder like Stevie, fam. You know them way there. Just know, bruv. But yeah, nah, man, just here about to do the gym and that. What you lot telling me? Boxing world, it's mad, innit?
Listen, all right. Before we get into the boxing, I was hoping to see you today. I was just gonna say for last night.
Last night, bruv. What do you mean last night?
What happened, fam?
Less of the P Diddy about last night. What team do you support?
Arsenal.
There you go. Exactly, there you go.
Need to move on.
You need to lower that camera. You man are 15th, yeah? Camera shouldn't be that high, yeah? You get me, blood? Lower that camera, fam. You know them with it. You man are 15th. You can't chat to me about Arsenal. Yeah, unless you're a Liverpool fan, unless it's Red Men TV or one of them, man. You get me? Unless you're doing up Jimmy Corkill or Jeremy Kyle FC, you can't chat to me, innit? Because you man couldn't even beat Southampton. Moving like them man were flipping Atletico Madrid, bruv. Dead food, bruv. Don't chat to me about Arsenal, bruv. Oh, Burnley as well, bruv. Burnley scoring own goals, bruv. OG, you know. You get me? Man scored more goals for Gabon this season. Put some respect on my name.
It's been a bad year, man. We're back next year, man.
Bro, it's been a bad couple of years for you, man. I'm not even gonna lie, fam. Get me? I think you might want to talk about boxing, cuz.
Alright, let's get into the boxing, man. Alright, so last weekend, Anthony Joshua defeated Pulev, and we have a super fight potentially in 2021. First off, guys, how did you kind of see AJ getting on last week? I mean, what did you kind of summarize of his performance last weekend?
Well, boy, these man talk. Well, I ain't seen an uppercut since George in the Jungle, fam. You know when he got uppercutted out of his night trainers in George in the Jungle? That was one of them Ryu and Ken's blood. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's mad. For me, I said anyway, I think I said 6 to 8 he was gonna get him out of there. It took a bit longer than I thought he was gonna take, but I think he dealt with it well, to be honest. And them uppercuts, bro. When he uppercut man and pivoted around and hit him again, boom. You could tell he was queuing up. He's been working on that shot. I reckon he knew that was going to be the shot to wobble him because he was looking for it. You could see in it, but that was a good performance. Jabbed well. Didn't really look like he was in trouble at any time. You know what I mean? There was one flurry where he tried to get him out of there, he didn't. And it looked like, right, maybe he could get caught because he's gassed a bit, but he stepped back, went back to the jab. He did the right thing. I think you're seeing him maturing there. You know what I mean? So he did what he needed to do, and I thought it was a good performance, man, and obviously a spectacular finish. People love to see that, innit? So yeah, bruv.
I remember you throwing that uppercut in the O2 a few years back, man. That same uppercut.
Yeah, to be fair, it was similar though. It was, I'm not gonna lie. Mine ain't AJ though, but you're right though. It was very similar, but nah, it's nice. It's a nice shot, innit? When you hit man with one of those, like, you know about it, man. Eyes light up, innit? So nah, it was a good performance, innit? Like, I enjoyed that. I think he boxes a lot better at that weight. Like, loads of people are saying that he's improved massively. I don't think so. I just think that he was too big before. Genuinely. Because like when you saw the second Ruiz fight, dropped that weight, moved around, you know what I mean, lighter on his feet, and just boxed properly. I think before he was too big and he was just trying to blast people out. Didn't have the stamina to really fight that way because he was too big. Do you know what I mean? So I think if he stays at this weight, that he'll be a lot harder to beat, man.
Expressions.
Man came out to put a paper, fam. You know them way there. Man came out to put a paper, bro. Come on, G. Man, I was loving that still. But for the fight, like obviously AJ Pulev, that thing happened with Ruiz. I'm not gonna lie. I think that fight was the same night as the Champions League final, blood. So it was one of them ones where, you get me, bro. It was just a myth on all cylinders, bro. When I saw that happen, I was like, rah, you get me, fam. But with me, I know AJ's a good boxer, like, and Pulev for me, I'm not saying I don't rate him as a boxer, because I do, but I didn't think he would win, you know what I'm saying? The fight pretty much went how I expected it to go, you know what I'm saying? He's got a chin, that's one thing I can say, because one of them uppercuts would have sent my head to Peckham, fam, and I live in Northwest, innit? So it's one of them ones where man ain't trying to call out Pulev or none of his camp and that. You get me, boy? Less of that. No, big man ting, fam. Big man, I don't want that. If I leave the gym and I see them man standing there, I know it's from his camp, bro, because I don't see them man around here, innit? So big man ting, yeah, like, yeah, man ain't trying to get my head lifted and that, bro. I go to church if that's the case, bro. But when it comes to the fight, like, yeah, it pretty much went how I expected, bro. Me, I just want to see AJ and Fury, blood. That's what I want to see next, innit, bro? That's pretty much what I want to see, innit? Obviously, Wilder, he just is what it is, and I don't look like him either. You get me? Is that why you're standing so far from me? You're intimidated. Is that what it is? Yeah, you're intimidated. Yeah, man, listen to that. Hey, cut that out, blood. Cut that out. I jumped because I thought I saw a mouse in it, Stuart Little, blood. That was it. Right, 2 weeks. Nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. You know them way there.
You know that?
But yeah, nah.
You remind me of Wilder for us. I had to hit you for that.
Hey, listen,
no. As you said it, I just got. As you said it, you said I don't look like Wilder. I said, God damn, that's the I'm going.
Hey,
you know,
you swap, blood.
I said chocolate brownies.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna get it.
Why are you laughing? My older brother, deal with him, fam. Boxing, bro. Why don't you two fight? You get my blood?
Catch weight, yeah.
See the way he's laughing,
I said catch weight, man. There's a lot of weight.
Oh no, he's sizing you up, blood. That's a disrespect.
There's a lot of weight to catch, blood. You know that one.
He's sizing you up
about 3 times the size of him.
I looked you up and down, bro. I did a ring walk with you, bro. And then I keep my ass outside the ring, fam. You know them way there, blood. That's what I'm saying. Jose Lothario and Shawn Michaels, blood. We can do it, blood. What?
I think you lot can do good together, both of you, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely need a promoter. I'll just fight, blood.
That's what I'm saying, blood.
I'm not on the talking
blood.
like that.
But what about you, D? What do you think about the fight, blood?
I felt like it was a good fight. Listen, he done what he was meant to do. I look at the fight and I look at it in many different ways because it was very tentative in the first round. In that first round, there was
dancing, innit? The first round, I see bare face.
There was a lot of feeling out, not much shots being there. I think they probably threw about 8 or 10 shots combined in that whole round. I understand you do got to have a feeling out process and stuff. And I feel like maybe for me, somewhat, Joshua was practicing stuff a little bit in there, I think. Because he seemed to be. I think it was round 3, and then he got him out of there. The ref probably should have stopped it because he turned his back. But then after that, he seemed to take a few rounds off, maybe recovering from, because he did put a lot of effort in trying to get him out, and he couldn't. But at the same time, he seemed to be. He was bouncing in and out of range, and then he was rolling. And
he was doing stuff you don't know.
He was doing it,
He had his hands up at one point.
And he was, there was things he was doing.
Do that.
And I can get it because obviously maybe that's not the stuff you're going to try and do in your next fight with Fury. So maybe he was trying to look at distance control, using the jab, jabbing a lot to the body, which was very good. I like to see fighters feinting, jabbing upstairs, feint to the head, jab to the body, and he was doing that a lot, which is very good because that kind of stops them in their track. You can jab into the body and then you can step off. And so for me, it was like he was also mindful that that fight was down the road somewhat, if you get what I mean, because he didn't want to take no risk. He was doing his shots and then holding my man straight away. So that's another thing. So there was a few things I'm looking at. Is he trying to say, well, look, I'm going to be a boxer puncher, do that Klitschko thing, jab, head, body, when I get in, throw the right, hold, which he was doing, turn, readjust again, and start again. And Klitschko did that for 11 years and was champion, really. So maybe he's looking at that kind of thing, but then when he does get them hurt, his accumulation, his combination punching is good. And he lets his hands go, you get me? Like you saying them uppercuts. I think one time I see him throw 3 uppercuts.
I had his tongue out his mouth.
And he pivoted back around and went boom.
You know what?
Boom. Again, I was like, whoa.
You remember in Street Fight when you press all the buttons and you do the super combo?
100%, fam. You get me? You see man spinning around, bro, bare things, and you can't even press no buttons, bro.
But overall, listen, all you can say is it's a good performance. Listen, you know, sometimes these kind of ones are banana skins. You see, Pulev has actually got a very good jab, and Joshua negated all of that. He didn't get a chance to use that jab.
Got a chance to use his chin, though.
And he was solid.
He took longer than 21 seconds. That's for damn sure.
Because I think it was the 3rd round. He looked like he was out, but my man went to pray in the corner. Boom, ran down. Bro, I thought, yo, he's done. I felt the smoke and he said, I'm going home. I thought the fight was over, innit? He tried to climb out the ring.
He turned his back.
I've never seen a man turn their back and run to the corner.
Normally, they will call off fights when you turn your back and they will stop the fight. And he's fortunate that he managed to get on and he got to thingy, but he was doing a lot of talking. He was upsetting Joshua, I think. I can't remember what he was doing. What he was doing a lot was punching after the bell.
Yeah.
Then he punched him
You know,
back.
like dirty fight. You know, he's saying, I'm gonna get this win.
Get one
Like,
nipple,
hook
get
up quick. So yeah, but I mean, listen, overall, like, you know, I don't know if Fury will be quaking in his boots from that kind of performance. But obviously that's the fight next everyone wants to see. People are talking about Joshua's response when they asked him Fury's name and he didn't say his name. I know that, I don't know, this ain't Destiny's Child, or is it?
Yeah,
say my name and all that. I don't know, like everyone's drummed up on that. The man said, whoever has the titles, because you must remember, he's got a trilogy fight that he has to go and contend with contractually. Fury's got to go and fight. Anything can happen.
Well, he has to fight Wilder. I thought that was done.
No. It's in court. It's in the courts, isn't it? There's a contract.
Listen to tennis, fam. I thought this was boxing. Like,
But it's in the court. So contractually, that he's obligated to do that. So potentially that fight's there. Look, and because I don't know, we're gonna see what happens. The likelihood is I see Fury winning again, but anything can happen. It is boxing. As you saw in the first fight, you get lick up. You come back. Second fight, he made it. Good business, easy light work, smoked him. So the third fight now, you know, my man's on the sidelines feeling hard done by, disrespected in the corner. So when he comes back, he might come back with some real venom and passion. So we're gonna see what Wilder comes back. Obviously he's got rid of a few coaches. He might come up with a better coach. I don't know if there's gonna be enough time for him to learn. Maybe because by the time you come back next year, that fight would have been in February. That's a whole year actually. So if he's working undercover now, kind of silently with a new coach, he might come up with something new and reinvented and revigorated. So in the new fight, we might see something different. So we're looking past and talking about that fight, but then he might not even get to that fight because he could lose. It could be a banana. So anything can happen.
Looking at the two fights with Wilder, bruv, he's gonna need them superpowers from Black Twitter, fam. You know them way there. If he's gonna beat with Fury, bruv, I'm being dead serious.
Even
it's mad. I'm not gonna, and I'm a Wilder fan in it. You know them way there. I like to see a man get knocked out in it. Like I know certain man like boxing and like the technical sport of it. Not really me in it. I like a man that will knock someone out in it. You get me? Like Mayweather. When I used to watch Mayweather and that, he didn't really used to knock people out. I watched him because he was entertaining. He was a showman and that. Get me about like a Nassim, bruv. He was leaving man on the canvas, fam. You know them way there, man like Prince and dancing, doing it all, bruv.
Let me. What I will interject and say, see in boxing, as you get to more higher caliber opponents, there is probably less knockout.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
As the opponent's IQ is better.
But listen, when it's a big fight, I don't care for a knockout, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But if I'm seeing someone that I like to watch and he's fighting a no mark, yeah, and his man's taking him 12 rounds, blood, and it's split this, I'm like less of that. I like man that knock man. That's why David Haye, when I was following David Haye to real, I was like, yeah, David Haye, and then I just realised, yeah, you get me, it was like WWE, fam. You know what I mean, bro? When he was done, he sold me a dream minute in that Bellew thing, fam. I actually thought, you know them way there. See, after the first fight, I was like, yeah, it was a fluke. You know what I mean? The second one, yeah. Like when I saw a man's leg go like this, but he's walking like flipping Penguin from Gotham, blood. You know what I mean? Yeah, I knew it was done, innit? You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, it's peak, fam. But did you man see Dylan Dennis, Jake Paul throw that thing at him, banning up Conor McGregor's? That's peak, bruv. That is so peak, bro. You reckon that man will fight?
Nah.
Why not? What?
It's a money thing, innit?
Well, Conor only fights in bars, yeah? Say no more, gang business. We know that, bro.
But this is it. That ain't happening. You know them ones there. That's not happening, bro, at all, bro.
Conor,
I don't know. With the boxing thing, I just think, what's his name? Wilder's fundamentals ain't good enough to do Fury nothing, bro. You know them ones. That's just what it is. You can't learn them fundamentals, yeah, in a year. Like his fundamentals have never been there. I'm someone that's never ever rated him as a boxer, ever. Do you know what I'm saying? I think he's rubbish. So when people are talking about even the AJ thing being an easy fight for Fury and that, saying on Wilder and that, bro, AJ's combination punches, yeah, is what gets people out of there, innit? Wilder looks for that right hand, it's bruv, like, it's easy to fight him, telegraph that, you just walk away from it. The jab's a rangefinder, he doesn't even sit down on it, so it's like, trust me, if you circle away from that right hand, bro, it's an easy fight for you. Like, it's just common sense.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but you see, the thing with Ortiz is, yeah, Ortiz is about 70 though. Yeah. If Ortiz had the engine to put his foot down, yeah, and let his hands go, he could have got him out of there, because I swear Ortiz won like every round in the first.
It was, but I think I tell you what happened in that second fight, he literally I think it was just about the closing of the round, and he literally switched off.
Switched off, and got the range found, bam, and then that was it. And you see the sweat fly off man's head. But
even though I don't rate Wilder technically as one of the great technicians, what I would look at is he still beat who was in front of him. So we must credit that by itself and a lot of knockouts. I know.
Man knocked out Brazil and that AJ.
Bro, man was sending people to sleep like a jigglypuff, bro. Put respect on Deontay Wilder to this day, yeah? Put some respect on Wilder, yeah?
One, he didn't have all the.
No, he didn't fight Brazil that went lower down. He was after that,
wasn't it?
No, he fought
but
Brazil.
He battered Brazil.
Did he fight Brazil?
Sent to Portugal, fam, with that shot. I'm telling you, bro.
That was at least 3 years ago, the Brazil fight. At least.
But I swear
that was
AJ fought Brazil as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He fought Brazil the other day though, Wilder. Like AJ fought Brazil when he was like fresh in this boxing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Wilder's had what, 40 odd fights? And he ain't fought no one.
No, he only started stepping up when you're looking at like Brazil. In about 37 fights, he started to step up.
You see what I'm trying to say? So really,
but that's what everyone talks about him. You know, like he had all that time learning. He was under the radar, fighting Dustbin Man and Cap Man and whatever.
But he won the belt, fam. You got to put respect on that.
He won the belt,
and he had the belt and defended it for many years until he came up against the Gypsy King.
Yep.
And he got skinned out.
And did he not give him that shot as well, blood? I heard Fury wasn't even that mandatory for that fight.
Yeah, but that was China. You know, trying to do chess moves.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And it didn't work out for him. So what he tried to do was, he thought he was plucking the chicken at the right time.
Yeah.
And he thought, you know what,
Fury ain't fought for a while.
Fury's been a party animal.
And he probably said, you know what, Fury can't really punch like that. That's what he probably said that.
You know what I said. I remember.
But then when Fury put his foot down in the second fight, he blasted him out of the gloves, blood.
Nah, that's just what people are saying, innit? You know them way there. Someone's got to defend Wilder, blood. You know, that's what people are saying.
20 stone, and can't sign the gloves, blood. Now walk man down and bang him out.
Check them gloves.
He walked him down and he banged him out of there. And I reckon he'll do the same thing again. And because he's so long, he just leans away from punches. He doesn't even really need to guard him.
He done good in that fight. And it's quite mad. Dillian always said, if you listen to a lot of the interviews, he said, Wilder's a little bit like a bully. If you put him on the back foot, he's not the same fighter. That's what happened. If you notice, look at the two fights. In the first fight with Fury and Wilder was on the front foot, pushing Fury back, and Fury was moving a lot. In the second fight, Fury did not take a step back.
Ran into the center of the ring on the first round.
But that's what the difference was. Him pushing him back. So what happened? Because he was pushing him back now, all that power, because remember, to generate that power in that right, he wants to and then step in. Because he weren't allowed to do that because man was on the front foot, he kept pushing him back. Boom, boom. Even when he went to the body, he went. I couldn't believe he dropped him in a body shot because he's not even known for a body shot.
What's Dillian saying about the Wilder fight? I see that he said, look, if he wants it, he can have the smoke on his terms.
He said, he'd listen to it maybe, but it'd have to be in his terms because at the end of the day, my man didn't. When he wanted the opportunity, he didn't give him an opportunity. So right now, he literally have to be A side. It will be everything his way or no way or the highway, and that is Alabama. You got to get on.
It's true though. Wilder needs that fight more than they need Wilder now. You know what I mean? Because now Wilder's been smoked. He couldn't sell tickets before.
Exactly. So now he's in a little bit of a precarious position in no man's land. So I don't know. Obviously, Dillian's looking for an opponent because of Povetkin at the minute anyway. Because as you heard, Povetkin saying COVID's still getting him, and I think I said this.
And they said he might be juicing and
I'm not going to go into that because that's the snarless bit. It's a dangerous bit.
Hey, I'm just saying that. You know what I mean?
No, it's all right. It's all right. Listen, it's whatever. But what I will say is, they're talking about an athlete. I think I've said it before, who's a prime athlete, number 5, 6 in the world, who's dealing with coronavirus, which has a 99.8% chance of survival and recovery. And your immune system, as an athlete, your immune system is better than just a normal person's immune system. So for it to take you still
like you've been on the Ruud van Nistelrooy steroids, you never know. Big man thing, fam. You know them way there, bruv. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero, bruv. He turned his life around. But look what happened to him, bruv.
I'm saying 2 years for COVID-19, and you're saying you're not recovering. is a bit.
If you've got something inside your body that's compromising your immune system, that's the only reason why that would be the case, blood. So maybe man's putting some stuff in there ain't meant to be in there, blood. That's all I'm saying.
It's all a possibility, you know.
So what you saying, Rants? Would you rather see Dillian against Wilder straight away?
Wilder, bro, because Dillian knock him out cold. That's what I
That's a fight that man want to see. Because it's more than a boxing fight. These are the fights that I want to see. These are the ones that interest me, innit? Because I watched the press conference, I watched the whole build, I watched everything.
Yeah, I think all of them were very exciting. And
that's a straight right hand versus the left hook, bro. And the left hook wins, bro. It's one of them ones where Wilder can't fight going backwards. We've seen that.
I think even if that body shot dropped him, Dill's body shot is gonna rip him a whole new arsehole, man. I'm not even. It's different. Like, you know, the punt, how he sets them traps. Even the body shot he gave Povetkin in that fight one time, Povetkin, he punched and he slipped and he went through the middle. I was surprised when I watched it back. I'm like, this man was taking all them licks. Yeah. So I think that's what's even now slowing him down. A, because he's a lot older and he's like, yo, I can't be. Yeah, he took a lot of punishment and then he managed to pull out a knockout. So he's like, listen, I don't need to be going back in to fight this little bear, man. This is a mad old bear, and this bear knows now what I've got in store for him. Yeah. So, and that was the only shot that I managed to pull off that worked. Yeah. So, and this, you know what I mean? So this bear now is saying he's gonna be hungry, he's gonna be more stronger, he's with more purpose. And more 8 weeks down the line, I ain't playing that fool's game.
They included that new weight in boxing, and Wilder was saying that that's not for him, this, that, and the other. He'll seriously hurt people on that weight, this, that, and the other. But for me, he needs to put on some weight because, like you said, that body shot will definitely send him to sleep.
I don't think
because his body, like you can see, you can see his mad Marga, fam. Like he looks like you will see him dancing. Man just looks like genuine, fam. Man just on stage dancing and that. He needs to get a boxer's body, fam. If you hit man in his ribs, man don't need a 6-pack. In boxing, man don't need no 8-pack. Oh, I'm ripped, this, that, and the other. One body shot, like man could be wheezing. You know what I mean, fam? Man can't look at a man's body and be like, oh yeah, he's gonna win the fight, innit? So for me, his body, his legs, it's peak, fam. He needs to go down a weight, or it's peak for him, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I want to see Dillian versus Wilder simply for the entertainment, innit? That's why I want to see it. And I know who's gonna win, but I want to see it simply for the entertainment because all of the trash talking, all of that face to face, you know what I mean? It's about time it happens, innit? You get me, fam? Those are the ones that I like to see, innit? And to be honest, like, what was the last like big thing was head to head, like obviously Dillian Joshua, that was banter. You know them with their David Hayes, Chisora. You know them sort of. You know them sort of. I like
training against anyone, innit?
But the thing, but I say Wilder Dillian himself. How's man trash talking? What was his name? Reeves can't even speak English. Dillian's cussing him. Man's like, you're a and his translators. I'm like, bro, how come Dillian can sell a fighting anyone? How you trash talking a man that can't speak English? It's peak. It's actually peak, bro.
Wilder needs it. It was nasty. That, if you're talking about entertainment factor, that is a fight that, you know, will sell. They both talk, a lot of smoke, a lot of trash.
No titles need to be on that.
And even the press conferences, it could all get tasty. So
definitely.
You get me?
We're gonna get man into the press conferences, Say it on camera, like. He's not saying it. Hey, say it on camera. Get man into the press conference.
You know, COVID-19.
No, let's say COVID, fam. No. I had a COVID test. I'm all clear, black.
But I know. They've changed it. If you notice, the press conference isn't like live like that.
Yeah, it's not.
They messed it up because of all this.
Bro, listen, the fight ain't even been booked yet, black. We're talking about COVID. This could all happen 2 years from now with no COVID. You're telling me, say cut this off, black. I'm done, fam. I'm done.
I like that.
I think Wilder's judge is dead now. But no one's scared of him. He had this boogeyman thing where men were kind of crumbling and that and coming into fights like this. It ain't gonna happen no more. Man just say, just walk this man down and punch him up. Like, literally, he's a sitting duck now. I reckon he's just gonna get beat up now. Like, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't fight again. I'm gonna be real, because his spirit's been broken. If you're fighting Wilder now, you just walk him down and punch him up. It's that simple, isn't it? Like, you know that. The back foot, he can't do nothing. I think Dillian smokes him in 4 max if he lasts there. Because Dillian will just come up and just break him up. Literally, I think it's one of them ones. You don't have to respect someone like that. You know what he's got.
I think when you don't respect someone as well, sometimes like that element with the fear factor. You know, Tyson, when he was fighting Mike Tyson, that fear factor he had in a lot of people. Once that element was taken out, where the other person wasn't fearful, someone like Badman Lennox when he come in. I know people was like, oh, you know, this and that. He fought him later down the line, but you know, still look, Lennox. Whenever it was, he still wasn't fearful. You know, Buster weren't fearful. He took his licks and he said, yo man, I'll come bring back something else. And you understand what I'm trying to say?
Holyfield.
Holyfield was that is the protagonist, the real guy. He was not, even when the man was bit off his ear, he was like, You understand? He went, and Tyson had to resort to that because he realised the gig was up at that moment. You know when you realise the gig is up? Like,
But that's what I'm saying. But that's why Wilder's out here talking about catching bodies and that to scare people because man's fighting wasn't really there, innit? You saw it. Like even when he knocked Ortiz out, the man lost every round, bro. Man's always coming from behind. He starts to fight kneel down and that.
No, all the time.
All the time. And he's been doing that, bro.
Do you know what?
Your time's gonna run out.
I just thought of this, like, Dean, how would Dillian react to Deontay Wilder? You remember when he fought Brazil? And at the press conference he said, my guys are waiting downstairs, you know, ready for Brazil. How would Dillian respond? How would he respond to that? Did you see that press conference?
So Wilder said,
these guys are waiting downstairs for that.
Yeah.
I don't know, they would probably react to some crazy way and tell him about himself. You know, Dill's mad, man. He said, I don't blood club business. Come, we go down there, yes.
Yeah.
Come on,
Go
look for them, man. So I don't know, Dill's a bona fide madman. You know what's funny? When they was asking him in the interview about who are you more leaning towards, and he said, these nuts. He is tapped. No, seriously.
Best media training out there.
Listen, when I say fully tapped, I'm done with that guy. I'm done. He is tapped. I was just there, I was bending up from, and then when I saw it again, it was even worse. I was just like,
bruv, Wilder needs that fight, innit? That's his last payday, really, because I don't see him fighting Fury. I reckon he knows Fury's got his number. Do you know what I'm saying? He needs the Dillian fight. He needs it, bro.
So you heard it here first, man. The man they want to see that fight.
We want to see
next year sometime.
100%.
2021, Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber. Let's have it, yeah?
So let's
let's have it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Man will get laid out proper. It won't take that long.
After COVID, so this motherfucker can get me in, bro. You know? How about that?
All right, well, I'd like to thank the guys
Gang.
in the building.
Come on, G.
Dean Whyte, Rants and Bants, expressions oozing. Pep talk, we in here. Thank you.
Yeah.